Good afternoon, Fifth Fam. This is Stefan. In today's video, I'll be talking about why you do not want to rely on your perception when it comes to getting down your fitness journey. Now, this comes from my experience in fitness and in life in general, where I have met individuals who they have gotten or formed a specific perception or belief in terms of their fitness based off of past experiences, some information they may have gotten online or on Instagram or from other individuals. And this perception has caused them to operate in a small, detailed realm of understanding. And this doesn't cause them to really advance down that fitness journey either as fast as they want or in the manner that is a lot more easy and convenient. A lot of individuals, what will happen is they will harden their beliefs and their ideas about what fitness is, and then they will continue to walk in that pathway. And so today, in today's video, what I really want to really stress to the individual who is beginning to venture down that pathway to accomplishing their fitness goals is that you do not want to rely on your current perception. Fitness is a broad industry. There is a lot of information within the fitness industry, and the fitness industry even seeps into other industries as well, the medical industry, psychology, and things along those lines. And so what you don't want to do is you don't want to hold on to a specific frame of reference, because this will really bite you in the butt when it comes time for you to really lock in the fitness journey. Gets harder and harder as you get closer to those goals. What opening up your perspective will do in allowing other perspectives to come in is it will help for you to see, okay, what is right and scientifically backed versus what is probably not the best method and something I should kind of switch up. So one thing, for example, that I'll use is that a lot of individuals don't believe that they can eat out. And so eating out means it's a broad term. Eating out just means you're not eating in your house. And so what a lot of individuals will believe or think is that they can't go to a restaurant, or they can't go to a specific place and get food. And so, but when you change the perspective and you begin to learn more about nutrition, then it's just, oh, all I need to know is what are healthy foods I can eat versus foods that I shouldn't eat. And then when you realize, okay, I can go out and eat. I just need to know what foods are good for me and what foods are bad for me. And so then now you can begin to go out and act regular. You don't have to just stay in all day and just eat rice and chicken. You can actually have a flourishing nutritional game plan, not just something that's kind of rigorous and kind of bland. And so, but you have to open your mind and allow other perspectives to come in order to do that. And so for the individual, in allowing yourself to take on new perspectives and new realms of knowledge, and it really, you have to let go of pride. And so we as human beings, there's a problem in modern society where and it really stems from an insecurity issue where human beings, we want to be right. And this feeling of being right, it gives us it's like an ego boost, because it makes us believe that we can go around and we know what's going on. But in reality, the beginning of understanding, from a personal perspective, I personally believe that the fear of God is the beginning of understanding, but also the other underlying beginning of understanding is the letting go of knowing. And I think that the understanding how, in having the know, for most human beings, it gives us a sense of security. It gives us a platform from which we can build our lives. But when it comes time for change, when it comes time for you to grow and progress, this can hinder you. And it will hinder you because you'll continue to engage in actions and habits that are detrimental to the potential outcome that you're trying to get towards. So for the fitness journey that you're trying to go down, don't so much rely on what you have known or learned in the past, because a lot of times you're relying on things you learned in high school, middle school, as a young youth, or maybe in your early adulthood. And a lot of these things, like the fitness industry has grown in terms of like the science that's been backed by it, and it's fitness is now beginning to get connected with more and more the technological community, more of the health community and the mental community. And so there's a lot more scientifically backed things that are in the fitness space that wasn't there before. And so, and this is more so recent. So if you grew up in the past, things might have changed. And so you always have to be in the realm of, okay, maybe there's something I don't know, and I need to be okay not knowing this so that I can take on new bouts of information and knowledge so that I can increase my understanding. And now it becomes more of a flourishing. Your fitness journey shouldn't be one where it's kind of bland and you're kind of doing kind of the same thing, and it's kind of rigid and you can't really do anything. You're kind of always doing the same workouts, or you're always in the same place. For people that do that, there are individuals that can do that, and that's kind of the way their mind works. They're by the book, logical, systematic, and that's fine. But for some individuals, this won't work, and this will cause them to come off the bandwagon, because they're like they do the same thing every day, and it gets extremely rigid. It's like, imagine you go to work every day and you do the exact same thing. You wake up in the morning, you go in the office, you sit at the desk, you make like 50, 60 phone calls, you put some numbers into the computer, and you do that for like 5-6 hours, and then you get off work, and now you do the same. Like, it would be like, it's like Groundhog Day. It's the same thing. Like, some people will be like sitting there like, man, oh my God, I can't do this no more. And so your fitness journey, you don't want the fitness journey to become this monotonous thing. Like, you can, all right, cool. Like, let's say you're at the office, or you're going out, hey man, there's this restaurant, and I know how nutrition works. I know the foods I can and can't eat. I can go here, I can eat here, and I'll be okay. I'll stay within my macros. I'll stay within my set calorie limit, and I'll be all right. I'll be cool. Oh, okay, cool. Like, I'm working on to losing weight. I don't just have to do 5-6 exercises and then just walk on the treadmill for like 30 minutes. No, I can go out, maybe I'll go shoot some hoops. I'll play some basketball. Maybe I'll go for a bike ride. Maybe I'll try a martial art or something. It doesn't have to be this, like, maybe in the beginning, when you're just trying to form the habit of having a more active lifestyle, the rigidness of it will get you over the hump in creating that consistency. But after a while, you do want to have more of a flourishing. So it's like being a chef. So, like, you don't want to eat like just chicken and rice. Like, for the individuals that have gone hard in fitness and in the beginning, where if you've done just chicken and rice for a long period of time, like, I personally, I can't eat chicken and rice no more. I did, like, there was a bout where I would eat oatmeal and protein powder, and then I would have chicken and rice with maybe some ketchup and maybe like some like a little bit of salt. I did that for like 4 months, and it got to a point where, like, I had like a spiritual awakening. It was crazy, because like you just eat the same thing every day, and my body was like super efficient and all this crazy stuff. But it's like the taste of it, I just couldn't take it no more. And so you don't want to have that happen to you. And not just in terms of nutrition, but also in life. You don't want to get to the point where you're doing some like the same thing so much where, like, you don't want to, like, you need to essentially, it's like a defense. So essentially, like, when you're starting your fitness journey and you're beginning to go down that fitness journey, essentially you're playing offense. You're attacking. You're like, man, we gotta change. We gotta get these habits in place. We gotta get this routine. We gotta get a system going. We need to completely change my entire lifestyle. Okay, cool. Now you're playing offense. Now you're getting down the field. But when it comes time for you to now sustain, now you gotta play defense. Now the defense you're playing is, okay, we gotta protect ourselves from essentially life. Like, life's gonna throw a whole bunch of things at you, and one of the things life's gonna throw at you is that blandness. Blandness will come, and so you don't want to fall into that, because then it'll come a day where you're just like, man, like, I've been doing the same thing. Let me go ahead and that cupcake been sitting there for like 3 weeks looking real good in the refrigerator, and you're just sitting there, you're like, man, you know what, I'm gonna take this cupcake real quick, and then now the cupcake turns into like 4 cupcakes, and then like 2 days go by, and now you done went to the store, you done bought an apple pie, and you're just like, you know what, 2 slices is fine, and then like you're driving down, you see a pizza place you haven't went to in like 4 months, and you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna buy me a whole pizza. Now you done essentially gone back to square one, because it's gotten to a point where you mentally can't handle doing the rigidness anymore. And so by having the fitness journey becoming more flourishing and more dynamic, what'll help you is, it'll help to defend against the bouts where the fitness you can't handle it anymore, that mental game. And so, but in order for that to happen, you have to have an open mind about how to maximize your fitness and how to really get that health and that wellness to a high level. It's not as difficult as a lot of people try to make it or make it sound like. A lot of individuals, you'll go online, you'll go on Instagram, and you'll go on YouTube, and you'll see all these individuals, and they're putting out content, they're using all these like fancy words, and while the words are nice and they do have scientific backing, a lot of times for the consumer, you're sitting back, you're just like, I have no idea what this means. And so a lot of individuals like this, they're doing it to, gain, there's nothing wrong with it. They're doing it to gain followers, gain, an audience, to help them grow their platforms and stuff. So there's nothing wrong with that. But for the consumer, you have to understand what's going on to protect yourself from getting information, and the information now becomes convoluted with other parts of information. And so now you're sitting there like, I don't know what's going on. So essentially, okay, having an open mind, and then making your fitness more flourishing in nature, but also don't overcomplicate it. So if you have those 3 things in place, now you're like, all right, cool. Like you're pretty much good to go from a long-term perspective. It doesn't, now obviously there'll be times where you need to go more in depth, and the only time you need to go more in depth is if the goal you're trying to get towards is extremely specific. So let's say you're trying to lose weight. Okay, cool. You're trying to lose weight. That's awesome. But that means you're going to have to be in a caloric deficit. Your macros might have to be in a certain range if you're trying to have a certain specific body composition, or if your body fat's trying to be at a certain level. And then let's say you have certain like diet restrictions. Let's say that you have like other medical problems going on. Then it's like, okay, cool. Then you have to make sure like your vitamin and minerals are in place. You have to make sure, okay, what fruits are you eating, and vegetables? Okay, what are these fruits and vegetables? What are they working on, and things along those lines. That's when you have to get like more in depth and more specific. But if you're just the individual and you're just like, hey, I'm just trying to maximize my health and my wellness, then in the beginning stages, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to monotonize it, and you don't focus so much on your past knowledge, because the past knowledge might be worse than some of the new knowledge that you might be getting. So for you guys, I would say for fitness should be something that continues to evolve for you. I remember when I personally started fitness, that I would go in the gym, and for me, I had to be very extreme because my life was so chaotic. But as I've continued to go down my fitness journey, and I've kept an open mind, fitness for me has become more flourishing and more fun. So like, for example, today, in a little bit, I'm gonna go play basketball for about 35 minutes. And that's gonna be my cardio. And then afterwards, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get me a healthy burrito bowl, because it has rice, black beans, meat, lettuce, and like some guacamole, but the guac's natural, and then maybe some spicy sauce. Like, if you understand nutrition, you see that bowl and you're just like, okay, this is healthy. Like, I'm not gonna get fat eating this bowl. And so that's a misconception that a lot of people have. A lot of people in their mind, they believe that eating out is the bad thing. No, the bad thing is that you don't understand nutrition. That's the bad thing. And so what you need to do is you need to a lot of education, and education will help the person going down the fitness journey. It'll help you be more successful, but it'll also help things be way more easier for you. So you guys, I hope everyone stays blessed. Enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure you don't rely on your current perception, because that current perception might be limiting you if you're trying to have a successful fitness journey. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll continue to talk with you guys.